Is it morning? No, it's afternoon.
No, it is afternoon.
Good afternoon, people. Welcome to the drop, issue number 70. We don't know. We have no idea. It's December, though. So lots of new music. We're going to jump in right now. Quinn Bishop, Cactus music. Go do it.
All right, we got a big bag of mixed stuff here. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to kick it off with box sets. Holiday season box sets are
perfect.
Big. And this continues the series of all the Doors classic albums being reissued. And I like how they're doing this. They're including the original album, the original stereo mix, and then 2 discs of rarities. Okay. And then you get the LP as well. You get it all in this cool package. And, of course, it's embossed and numbered.
Very cool.
So, yeah, this has been a very successful series, and it really speaks to their bookshelf mentality. You can line them all up.
So if you've got that Doors fan on your Christmas list, look no further.
And there's a lot of Doors fans.
There are. So I'm not a Doors fan.
I think the first album is undeniable. It is one of the
instant
classic, one of the most unique, singular voices in popular music of the 60s.
Right.
There's that first record. And then I think it really kind of wavers all over the place after that.
Super mixed bag.
I appreciate what they do. I'm not a huge fan. I do think that as a rock band, they can be one of the worst influences that they have. Because bands that emulate them really tend to wear those influences too prominently.
Okay.
And it's just,
Well, I'm going to tell you why I'm not a fan. And I just made this discovery very recently.
Mm-hmm.
What's my hair doing? I'm not a fan because the only Doors that I am familiar with are Doors music I've heard on the radio.
Yeah.
Like I've never put on a Doors album and listened to track.
The records go a lot deeper than that.
Yeah. And I heard this song the other day, so I Shazam, and I'm like, that's great. What is that? It's so familiar. And it was a Doors song. And I was like,
oh, yeah.
So I've been doing this wrong. Anyway, that's my story.
I think that's valid. They're worth digging around, scratching around, and find out what you like. Those records are very nuanced, but and this record is a 5-star record.
Winner, chicken dinner.
1971.
Yes,
okay, to the 80s. Depeche Mode just reissued their, I think their only legitimate live album, 101. It was recorded or at least released in 1989. This is a huge record. I don't know if you remember when this thing came out. It was big. This has been expanded with CD, DVD content. It's a 5-disc set, Blu-ray, uncompressed audio, so it sounds true as what you would have heard live at the show.
Yep.
Big book. This is a great gift. It's also available, been reissued in standard CD, DVD, Blu-ray packages. Cool band.
What was the big track on this one? I forget.
I think
what was the big song? What was the big song?
It was a single that had already been a single. I think it's.
It was the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind that.
Yeah, documentary.
Everything was on it.
Everything was on there. And I remember into was 5 videos deep on that thing. So I like it. It's got the picture of the merch table on the cover.
Right.
That was cool.
That is awesome.
You go to a show. There's the
merch table.
They did it right. All right, let's get to rockin'.
Please.
This band, Rival Sons. Are you familiar with
this
band?
Great band.
Hard rockin' band.
Yes. Killer guitar player. I saw them open for Black Sabbath that last tour, and they were tremendous. One of the best opening acts. Yeah, Eddie Trunk had the singer on, and I forget their names. I had the singer on. He talked about that tour. They're going out now with Greta Van Fleet. Oh, perfect. Don't miss that tour. Yep. If this is your 4 on the floor boogie. There you go. Big rock riffs. Well, this is Pressure in Time. This is the 10th anniversary of their record on limited edition pink vinyl. And really, they're much bigger in Europe and overseas than they are here. So they're just finally getting around to put these records out in the States. Yeah. So, but they have a lot of fans here. I think people are going to come looking for that. Really good band. I get to champion a guy that I love. Do you know this guy? No. So Steve Conte. Steve Conte was the lead guitar player. He's made solo records too, but he was in Hanoi Rocks. And he was in the relaunch of New York Dolls. He was the guitar player. Terrific guitar player, tasteful, and he makes solo records from time to time. This is a Pandemic record, but he owns a studio, so it's a full band record, and it's on Little Steven's Records label, so you get his stamp of approval. Steve's great.
have not spent much time with this record yet, but I'm really looking forward to hearing it.
Yeah, man. This is awesome.
And more.
I like that we have some rock, man.
Oh, man, we got to get some rock and roll in there.
We got some rock.
Volbeat, you know these guys?
Good band.
Good band.
Good band.
Again, incredibly popular in Europe and Germany and Scandinavian countries. Less so in the States, but they do have a very loyal fan base over here.
Yep.
This is their new one, and this is limited edition with a bonus disc in it. LP's supposed to be out.
Do you like the singer's voice?
Yes, but I would tell you,
because people that tell me that don't like the band, they're like, I can't stand the singer's voice. Yeah. I like it.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. Yeah.
You know what? Different counts for something.
Different does count for something. And I got turned on to these guys because their guitar player used to be the guitar player in Anthrax, big Anthrax fan, big thrash fan.
Yeah.
And I remember when he left the band, and I read something in like Loudwire or some metal magazine that I was thumbing through back in. I was actually in a bookstore when there used to be bookstores, and I was in the magazine rack, and I remember that said that he'd joined Volbeat. And then like the next day I heard Volbeat on Sirius, and I was like, that's that band. Good band. I like
cool. Yeah, they're cool.
I like them.
They're distinctively different. Again,
yeah.
I people pushing limits and doing something different. Really.
Yeah, it's going back to the singer's voice. There's like this theatrical element to it that I like.
Yeah, that's cool.
That I like.
That's cool. This guy is back. There's a new Black Label Society record.
Zach all day long.
Zach Wild, really known for playing with Ozzy, but man, he's made umpteen records on his own, and he's an incredible guitar player.
Incredible beard.
Very beardy. Weirdy and beardy. Man, he just keeps on. He works a lot.
Yeah.
So new record for them, Doom Crew Inc. Fans are going nuts for this. This record's doing really, really well.
Yeah.
We're gonna make a jump here to
jumping.
The little bitty records with the great big holes, 45s, and there's 2 new 45s.
Never heard
that are out
anyone
this
say
week.
that.
Yeah, it's kind of the.
Yeah, that's what happens here. This is what you get first time.
Yeah, man, you get all the industry lingo on the drop.
Get it?
There's a John Carpenter. This is
like the film director, John Carpenter.
Yes, so his music. This has really been an interesting trend over the last 10 years. His creepy film music, which he composed himself,
right, yeah,
is become remarkably influential, and people love his soundtracks. Are all back.
So people are like doing covers of it.
Well, this is a remix from Turning the Bones, one of his tunes, and as well as Good Girls, and the Scottish band Chvrches do a remix as well, and the sleeve art is super cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah. This is so kind of a double, a split single between John Carpenter and Chvrches doing remixes, and it's on blue and pink marbled vinyl. That exclusively they put out John's records.
I think our producer has a cold.
Oh gosh, well that's get better then. No time.
You need some tussin.
Tussin, you got to put some tussin on.
You got to put some tussin on that apparel.
Now this, we're starting to see stuff pop up that was due for Record Store Day,
right,
Friday, and didn't make it. In most cases, due to supply chain issues. I'm sure everybody's sick of hearing about that, but it does happen. There's new Spoon music. There's a brand new Spoon 7-inch. Song is Wild. There's a new track and then a remix on the B-side. New 7-inch out tomorrow. Music from them.
How do you feel about Spoon?
I like them. I think they're cool. Angular, cool guitar.
They write good music.
They were one of those. They were an interesting band that they had a sudden evolution. I mean, I kind of thought the first couple records were just way too like a Pixies cover band, and then they kind of started doing their own thing. When kind of came into their own. I like them. I like to hear them in the store. So there you are.
All right, good deal.
Here's another one that missed Black Friday Record Store Day, so we're going to talk about it today. The great Sun Ra and his orchestra.
Nice.
This album is Omniverse, and this was recorded in 1979. For those of you not familiar with Sun Ra, free jazz stylist.
Very free jazz.
Claimed to be from Uranus.
Sure.
And he was from outer space.
A lot of artists.
Saturn. And there is Sun Ra. I mean, he was just super cool, amazing piano player and composer, and a lot of stuff out here. Film online, worth checking out. Expand your horizons with Sun Ra.
More good information.
Yep.
Well, I was trying to shout out anybody watching, but I
can't log on to Facebook. It will not allow me to.
Oh.
Anyway, so for everybody watching,
I would take it personally.
I would take it personally. I'm going to have to get with our production team after this. So if you guys are watching, don't forget to hit the share button because that helps us.
Please share. It's so nice to share.
It makes our robot overlords happy. Please continue.
Okay. Next up is an album called Satisfaction by the band Narrowhead. And this is a reissue of a 2016 release. They signed to the Run for Cover label for their last album.
Never heard of them.
Well, let me tell you. So this, you would like these guys.
Okay.
Very shoegazy, but heavy.
Right.
Very Brit-oriented. My Bloody Valentine. Heavy guitar.
Sure.
Cool band. Bit of trivia for you. 2 of the 3 band members are ex-Cactus employees. Shout out to William and Jacob. They've done very well for themselves. They tour regularly, and their last record was very well received.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Support your local musicians, folks. So, speaking of shoegazy, you know what I did this morning? I was driving at 5:45 in the morning. For the first time ever, I listened to an entire Conte Twins song.
Do you usually? How long do they usually get into the song before?
I don't think I've ever heard more than 30 seconds.
That's all you're.
I may have seen an MTV video once, but I heard the whole whole song. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, there's a couple records we used to play. I mean, they're record store kid favorites.
If you love that band, you love that band.
Yeah,
you know?
And then the whole 4AD thing.
Yeah.
If you're in it, you're in it.
Sure.
And if you're not,
for sure.
Let's talk about this guy, Moses Sumney. He has a new live album. Are you familiar with this guy?
You're pulling out all the new stuff.
So this Moses Sumney, I became aware of him because he was kind of a digital artist, and he had a record store piece a couple years ago that everybody wanted. Singer-songwriter from Ghana.
Cover.
Yeah, cool cover. And this is live from the... I can't read that. He's from Ghana. He is well-known. He's been closely associated with James Blake and Sufjan Stevens, and has worked with Solange. So has a Houston connection. Very cool, different, folky kind of electro soul thing.
Yeah,
worth listening to. For
very
definitely
cool.
Check him out. He's an emerging artist that you'll be hearing
Moses
more of.
Sumney. Okay, good shout out right there.
And this guy, DMX, when he passed, very underserved as far as music being available from him on vinyl. This corrects that. 2 LP, Best of, The Legacy. There's also a red vinyl version, but that has gone out of print. So you can finally get this again. Ton of great tracks.
Yeah.
Very, very, very highly regarded. And,
on Def Jam.
Missed artist.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Hopefully you guys are taking notes.
Yeah, it won't fit in a Christmas stocking, but
it will not fit in a Christmas stocking.
It might fit under the tree.
You could put it under the tree.
Now, this is a cookie piece, and I'm not sure people.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know exactly what that is.
The new Paul Thomas Anderson film is coming out, Licorice Pizza.
Is it out yet?
It comes out
this month, right? Yeah.
Next week?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Christmas Day.
A friend of mine just got back from New York. He interviewed Haim. Haim?
Yeah.
Haim. Yeah.
Because one of the sisters stars, and I can't remember which one.
It's not Esty. It's Esty's the bass player. Who's the singer? She has whatever. I think they're all in it. I think they all are in it in like smaller roles.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, in keeping with his soundtracks, this is a really all over the place soundtrack. You have Sonny and Cher, The Doors, Johnny Greenwood from Radiohead, Corden Lightfoot, Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
That is
Seals
all over
Crofts,
the place. But very 70s.
Very 70s. It takes place early 70s.
Right. Yeah.
The storyline, I read what the storyline was. I was confused. So I'm not even going to go there.
I saw a little clip, and it felt kind of dazed and confused. But that's just from a little clip. So I don't know what the whole movie is like.
So I think we're in for a good time with and it's one of those things. You see the film.
You get it? It's like an old pinball machine.
Yeah. And if the music grabs you, then you go looking for the soundtrack.
You got a pinball machine, you got a GTO,
I wish I had both of those things.
Yeah, right? You've got like an Evil Knievel guy kind of jumping.
And the Haim girls look so 70s anyway, right? They've got the long
Yeah,
hair,
yeah.
Perfect.
Absolutely. They write good music.
Yeah, those records are.
They write good music,
cool,
man.
Good band.
They're a good band.
We're gonna go take a left turn
cool.
into some Americana music
Chuck
here.
Prophet.
Chuck Prophet, great guitar player, great producer. Back in our day, played Green on Red. Kind of only alternative country bands that connected with punk rockers. Cool band. But he's making great solo records and has for a while. This is one of his earlier records that has not been available on vinyl, and the people at New West have corrected this, and it's available again. This was another piece that was supposed to be a Black Friday piece.
Yeah,
did not make it, so it is here
cool.
now. What can I tell you? Red splatter pressing on the vinyl.
Nice.
So originally released in 2002.
Yes.
So here it is. Back for you.
There was a conversation, interview, podcast, something I was listening to the other day. It was all about how punk kind of embraced like these kind of fringy rockabilly kind of bands that kind of crossed over, like Blasters and that kind of vibe.
And even X had
a little bit of that. And it was a really interesting conversation.
Yeah, I read this great quote, and I don't know who I can attribute it to, but it was talking about it. Punk rockers aging, and they're like, musicians. They start off wanting to be Joe Strummer, and they end up being Joe Ely. And I think that's
all right on the nose. Yeah. Right on the nose.
Okay, keeping it going. Americana Tip. So this is going to be a big record. Cody Jinks. I don't know if our viewers, listeners are familiar with him. He is noteworthy for the fact that he sells a mountain of records. He's incredibly popular, sells tons of tickets, and he is completely independent. No affiliation with any major labels. And,
I know the name. I can't say I've heard any.
He's had a couple of big hits on country radio, but cool. Again, look at him online. He's got the beard. He's got like Zakk Wylde.
Sure.
Beard, but cool artist, and we're checking out.
It's got a song on here, and it's called "When Whiskey Calls the Shots." That's country AF.
That is indeed.
Well done, sir. Congratulations.
We're gonna follow country AF with California AF.
Oh yeah.
Brand new Brian Wilson recording. I'm very excited about this record.
That's
so this is
cool.
All of his most well-known compositions, whether they were hits or not, arranged for solo piano. One of the living genius masters of our time. And if this follows the trend that he had with he did an album of all Gershwin tunes rearranged for his style that was terrific. I know that this is going to be great, and I know for a lot of you boomers out there, you want this under your tree.
Yep,
this is the one.
That does fit in a stocking, by the way.
It does.
See, we're giving you options, people.
And this is one of the big superstar releases for Christmas this year that surprised everybody. It was embargoed. We weren't supposed to talk about it. There's a new Doja Cat CD. Here she is looking. What is this thing called? It's called Planet Her. Oh, I like that. And there she is on Planet Her. Well, she's smiling, looks happy.
Super hot right now.
Yeah, super hot. Really connected with people after tons of guest appearances and things like that. Yep. She is big.
Flexed some of her acting chops in one of the episodes of the Hulu show Dave.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Was it good?
But she played herself, and the story was that she meets Dave on a dating app, and he blows the date with her. I guess I shouldn't give that away. Anyway. Yeah. There's one of the funniest laugh out loud lines in that episode of the entire series. One of the funniest things I've seen in a year, and I'll tell you afterwards.
This is because it's not safe.
You can't say those words. I cannot say those words on the drop. I don't want the censors calling.
Okay, so we're gonna have some fun now.
Please.
We've asked the staff to come up with some of their favorite releases for 2021.
I feel like we need an open for staff picks or something like that, right? At least a cowbell.
So as always, the expert knowledge of the Cactus stuff, they came up with a bunch of great records here.
Yes.
And let's talk about those.
Okay.
First up is this music recorded library by an artist named Ben Chasney. Now, this is Jonathan's pick, and Jonathan loves outsidery folk, psychedelic music, amongst other things. But Ben Chasney is a noteworthy artist because he has recorded for decades as Six Organs of Admittance. This is the name of his band. He's his own band. And his music really focuses on droney, psychedelic music. Very cool. He's like one of the great guitar players that you've never heard of.
All right, good.
And
okay, cool. Going deep.
Yeah, going deep. And so this is the first record that actually bears his name because it is something different. He's picked up the acoustic guitar for this record, and it's really getting acclaim for being a beautiful acoustic record. And if you like, you know, hypnotic guitar,
yes,
this is your guy. And this record is supposed to be fantastic.
Very cool.
Jonathan loves it. So
shout out to Jonathan,
shout out
from
to
our
Jonathan.
research and development team.
And so next up, I threw one of my picks in there.
Oh,
We have not. I tried to pick something we have not talked about on the drop. We've been doing these for so long.
Yes.
I've got to like.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite artists to emerge in the last like 5-7 years. Valerie June, again another shiny record. You know, she is brilliant. Kind of sings like Billie Holiday, but she's also tied into that Americana old string band music kind of thing. She plays banjo.
Oh, cool.
Again, her records are otherworldly. They usually have string arrangements on it. This record, she does Call Me a Fool with the great Carla Thomas.
Okay.
And she now, I heard a bit. She has a song that's in a new commercial, so I'm hoping that will help her. This is her third record, and man, she is incredible.
So if I want to come to Cactus and buy this autographed copy,
yeah, we have autographed copies of it.
Do you have a couple in stock?
We have some of those, yeah.
Okay, so.
And this is, you know, we try to arrange to get autographed. You know, it's hard now because usually we'd have artists signed it in stores. We're not able to do that, so we work out where artist management or label will send us.
I feel like I've heard her, but
you have,
yeah.
She's
British.
She is not.
Not
She's
British?
from
I feel like I've
South,
heard it.
I think.
Okay.
But very striking looking, and you know, her records are terrific.
Cover's beautiful. Buy it just because of that.
There you go.
All right.
Next up, Matt selected Dean Blunt. Are you familiar with Dean
Don't
Blunt?
know Dean Blunt?
Okay, so we were talking about this type of music earlier. This is Dean Blunt. This is the follow-up to 2014's Black Metal, thus Black Metal 2.
Boom.
And Matt says that this blends English lo-fi, indie, and abstract pop into minimal, metallic. You might associate it with Bozzy Star or This Mortal Coil. So
the staff is going deep.
Staff is
I
going
like
deep.
this.
But this is records being written about. You know, all these records we're talking about are not so deep you can't get your head around them. There, people are talking about them. They're definitely on the fringe.
Cool.
And performed at Day for Night in 2018. Has a rap alter ego, Baby Father.
Do not know that either.
Yeah, there you go. We're turning on to new stuff here.
Gosh, my head's gonna explode.
Let's.
Band that I know.
Go.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we've talked about this band on the drop before, Shannon and the Clams. Kelly, one of our discerning employee of discerning taste, loves Shannon and the Clams. She loves the soulful vocals and garage rock sound. She does point that this is kind of a more refined sound for the band, which you know as bands grow, they kind of do that. But she loves it. It's just like the unique songwriting and vocals are intact. And you know, Shannon records for Easy Eye, which is Dan Auerbach's label. So there's definitely some.
Well, there's a stamp of approval.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a bunch of great artists on that. And Robert, he picked, and you know, people are talked about this record.
A lot of people talk about this record,
because I don't know. You know, people didn't know what to expect,
right?
And then it came out, and
me being one of them.
Yeah, and it was great. So it's the Mammoth record by Wolfgang Van Halen, and you know, Robert says it's very distinctive sound, and most importantly, doesn't try to copy his dad. I mean, how much that would have sucked.
That'd be the wrong direction.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
So I could be crazy, but wasn't the band Van Halen called Mammoth before they were Van Halen?
I think that's true. Yeah, I think that is.
I would say let me know in the comments, but once again,
no comments.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people talk about that. Like a lot of people talk about it.
Yeah, no, it's a cool record. It wasn't what people expected. You know, Robert makes up that, you know, he played all the instruments on this record,
Yeah.
which is remarkable. He grew up in the studio. Right?
Yeah. One
Grew up in
man,
the studio.
one man band.
And, you know, for a debut, that it holds up against all the other big rock records of the year. So, good job.
Good job to
Wolfie.
good job, and good job to the staff, man.
Yeah, man, they picked some good
we had
records.
some great picks. You got books?
I got books.
Let's go
talk
to the
about
books.
books.
Let's go book. It's book club time. We need another opening.
And these are, you know, very Houston-centric books that you might not hear about. This first one, I'm really excited about. This is this. I didn't even know this was coming. This is called Exploring Space City, and it is published by a nonprofit, the New Journalism Project. And I have always heard about this. I didn't get to Houston until 1976, but there was an underground newspaper in Houston called Space City.
Did not know that.
Documented, you know, social issues, really the counterculture, you know, drug culture, obviously, but also it documented all of the concerts that came through Houston. And this is what's amazing to me, that in the major newspapers and you know, publications even into the early 70s didn't review or preview rock concerts.
Right.
They might talk about the Beatles, they might talk about the Monkees, but
Yeah,
they were not going to talk about.
We were not that kind of town.
And they have all the flyers and stuff in here. Moving Sidewalks.
Oh yeah.
How about that? Ad for Moving Sidewalks. There's also that's a Velvet Underground poster for them playing at Liberty Hall. I did not know that the Velvet Underground played at Liberty Hall here in Houston until I saw this page in this book. So this is, if you want to know what it was like to be, you know, out there in Houston, Texas in the early 70s, grab this just on the Rex. And I think we're the only place you can buy it other than online. So grab this. This is cool. I'm looking forward to this.
All right.
And this is a book that actually came out during the end of the pandemic, but our friends published this book, Dana and Joni, and it's 111 places in Houston that you must not miss. And this is a great book. You know, these kind of things, it's amazing how many of these places that...
I love that this segment is called Books.
Books. We got books. And so I was amazed at how many of these places I had not been to. I mean, there's places in here that you do know. Cactus being one of them. Cactus is... Of
course, Cactus got to be in there. Cactus isn't in there. You got troubles, man.
I know. And we have signed editions of these books. Makes a great gift. And, you know, I find that these kind of gifts are great for people that maybe are, you know, people who live in Houston have to move around a bit. And, you know, they do their time. They come here to work and then move somewhere else or whatever. This is a great gift for somebody who, you know, might be coming back or moved away for a little bit and need to remember what makes this city great and unique. There's a lot of destinations to visit. So
I just happened upon the Fantasy Coffins of Ghana.
Whoa.
So this was an exhibit that opened at the Houston Funeral Museum or Houston Museum of Funerary Arts. I don't know what it's called. Been there a lot.
Sure.
And if you've never been,
it's
super cool because they changed the exhibits. There's you know, there's stuff that's there kind of all the time.
Yeah.
But they move things in and out. They had they've had so many cool exhibits. But yeah, so the first time I went, I got invited to this thing, and it was like cocktail reception at the funeral museum. And I took a friend of mine, and it was like just the weirdest, coolest thing.
Yeah.
And it's one of the top funeral museums in the country.
Are there that many funeral museums?
I don't know. But I think so.
I know it is super cool.
Last year there's a group. There's like a national club car club, but it's all Hearsts, and they collect like these classic.
Those are cool.
And they made a trip down to Houston right before COVID, and that was their meeting that year was Houston. Anyway, that's.
Do you remember? Oh, yeah, going back to
left
the
turn.
80s. Cabaret Voltaire days, the band that had the hearse, that was their
Locos
Gringos, and they had the tequila bottles glued to the top of it.
Yep. So great band. I don't know if it was an original or it was a cover. I always remember the song because it was on some compilation album I had, Texas Ranger Man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Texas Ranger Man. I love your daughter.
That is so. Doug Somm covered that, but I don't think.
I don't think it was a cover. I don't think
it was a country. I think it's a country song.
Oh yeah. I get.
Like
but they, of course, it was like this just revved up punk rock. You know,
they were a great band.
And I remember I'd seen it, but I remember it was a big deal. The singer died.
Yeah,
Pepe. And for a couple of, for the longest time, and that was when emos was still around and the Axiom was kind of still around. But I felt like I couldn't go anywhere without somebody telling me their story, how they knew it. And it kind of felt like I was the last person in the city that had never met the man. But yeah,
I saw numerous occasions.
When they were a thing, they were a thing.
Yeah, they were a thing.
Yeah.
And that car always parked out.
It was the best.
It was super cool.
It was the best. I think, oh God, I'm going to be wrong on this one. I think the Hickoids had like the old station wagon. They had the old, for a while, they had this old station wagon. I remember they parked.
It's like a woody station.
It looked like it was ugly, perfect, kind of car for them. And I saw them. We talked about this. I think I saw them. I saw them open for. I think it was TSOL.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
they played it. Those two bands played together a lot.
Yes.
Often on the same bill.
Yeah. So and if you get to, I think they're still doing the occasional gig.
Hickoids.
Yeah, and still fun. I saw him about 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, Jeff's great. Jeff's a great guy. Sadly, Davey.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Just. So funny story. I wasn't there. So a buddy of mine lived in Austin in the 80s, late 80s. He was a potter. This is the perfect place to live, because he's just like, what do you do? I'm an artist, man, So there was I think like a Sunday afternoon arts market fair, and somebody booked the Hickoids as the live act, and it was a free beer provided by Shiner. So like all of the Hickoids fans show up, just commence to get blasting, and this, this kind of pit starts in front of the stage, which kind of bleeds over into the art stalls and start knocking stuff over. And he said that was has vivid memories of that. I remember the story, but I can see it. I can visualize it.
That would be a farmer's market.
Yes, with plenty of corn.
I have strong, distinct memories of them playing the Green Acres theme on many occasions. Always in the set list there.
They were pretty interesting. All right, we're gonna wrap this thing up because I think our producer fell asleep. No, she's actually still putting stuff out. Comment from Alice. I'm sneaking in while I'm at work. I hope we don't get her fired, but she's like our most devoted fan.
Thanks, Alice.
I know some of you other guys tune in all the time, and we certainly appreciate that. So thank you. All right, we're going to jump out of here. We'll see you next Thursday, same bat time, same bat channel. I'll probably have that backwards. See you later. Peace.